it's been an eventful week for us. It's been an eventful week for the markets. In both cases, strong performance. We are now up for the year, 5%. The market's up 11. We're still underperforming by 6%. But of course, since January 15th this year, we haven't been positive. We've had massive drawdowns. And now we're back to positive. So, this podcast series is about how it feels like to run a hedge fund. So this is definitely a very strong signal for what it means to deal with volatility. Now, we at Orange Capital Partners have said many times we don't manage volatility in a sense that we trade around it or hedge it or any of that things. The only thing we care about is leverage, because that's the only thing that can hurt us when things are very volatile. And for the rest, we kind of have to stick with our guns, our thesis, and follow the market as it starts pricing what we think should be priced over time. And if that's not the case, then of course we have to reassess whether we're right or wrong. So this is roughly how we manage it. But I want to talk more about the events actually. So this week for us, Tesla has outperformed everything, particularly in the last 2 days. It's up 11%, so that has helped us a lot. But the main thing we want to talk about here is really AI scaling. Oracle has had a massive performance this week after the earnings call. The company has announced a strong backlog in projects driven by, particularly projects like Stargate by OpenAI, but definitely others too. And I think the way we see the AI infrastructure build out in the next 4 to 5 years, we want to paraphrase Jensen Huang from his earnings call. So we think that there will be by the in the sort of latter part of this decade, we'll see multiple trillions spent on AI training. The reason we believe that is going to happen is because of what Musk said 2 days ago in an interview. He said that with an increase of 10x in compute, we will see a doubling in intelligence. So this is sort of call it a Musk version of intelligence, or a Musk version of Moore's law for intelligence. How fast we can scale compute depends on several factors. In fact, it's mainly constrained by electricity at this point. And that's what we want to talk about here in particular. So if you're an Oracle investor, I think you should be cautious from one particular angle, and that is, can they actually build? Can this be executed? Maybe in a broader way, the way we think about AI scaling is we think that AI scaling actually is going to come down to laying cables and connecting stuff. It's actual manufacturing prowess. It's actual ability to execute. And I think this is great news for anybody who believes in American dynamism and sort of the resurgence of American manufacturing. I think this is the only way we're going to get intelligence going, is by manufacturing products and services that can help us scale out data centers to the extent that we need them. And that's not just going to be an algorithmic problem. That's not just going to be about software and compilers and all those things, but also about actual things, transformers, and things like Mega Block, which is the new product that Tesla announced this week. Those are big deal. Those are very important announcements that, in my opinion, show the direction of where this is going. Like, we need a product like Mega Block, which is allowing rapid scaling of AI data centers. In particular, it's solving the problem of connecting batteries with transformers to the grid. It's a small niche problem in the grand scheme of things, but it just illustrates how important these things are. Let's say having access to transformers, having access to batteries, having access to interconnect, having access to, of course, power production. We're talking about the renaissance in nuclear power. Those are all very important factors that will all guide us towards the one big important goal, which is to build out compute, actual available compute. It's not just compute, it's available compute. And that means that we need to be able to do math on massive amounts of data and that requires power, and that requires data infrastructure, that requires power infrastructure, that requires real estate, that requires interconnect, that requires north-south, east-west, and across connectivity, north-south being the connectivity within a chip from the arithmetic logic unit to the memory, east-west between the chips and across between data centers. So all of these connectivities need to be taken care of. We spoke about Light Matter, a company in the photonic space that, in my opinion, has big, big promises in solving some of the interconnect problems that can help us get a lot more data in and out to the arithmetic logic unit. So to summarize, I think we want to think about execution. The ability to scale data centers at scale is going to be a massive and important skill, a skill that, for example, XAI has, which is partly why the company is so valuable. The ability to execute at scale and at speeds that XAI has proven is, in my opinion, hasn't been shown anywhere else. Maybe in China, but we don't know about that. So this ability to actually produce large-scale compute clusters for training that have all the ingredients that are necessary. You have the power, you have the cooling, you have the power stability, the voltage stability, and the ability to move a lot of data to the arithmetic logic unit. In other words, have the memory available at the time when it's needed for computation. Those are the kinds of skills that will make or break the future competitiveness of companies and countries. And as an Oracle investor, I would just ask myself the simple question, do I have this type of expertise? Is that what Oracle has been built on the last 50 years? My answer is no. So I would definitely seriously question all these projects and their ability to be executed, not necessarily their economic prowess or the utility or any of that. I think we need compute and we need power infrastructure, but the question is who can deliver that? That's the big question. And I think for a lot of investors right now, we're sort of throwing, not we, but the Wall Street is throwing money at the obvious subjects. For example, when it comes to infrastructure, Oracle is the one. When it comes to power infrastructure, it's GE, Veranova, and companies like that. But in essence, you have to think, like, is this really going to be a legacy play? Or do we need startups that can come from out of left field and actually build disruptive new products that can get us that kind of speed and that kind of accuracy and precision that we need in order to build these types of data centers in the future? And again, what's changed is that electricity and data center supply is now becoming the horse that is moving the carriage forward. It used to be that electricity and things like that were adjacent to other products, like we need refrigerators, we need electricity, and so on and so forth. Now the electricity is the product, because with electricity we get intelligence, and with intelligence we're going to get things like sustainable abundance. We're going to get transport. We're going to get housing is going to get cheaper. Like, things will become more and more available because we have electricity, which will give us the intelligence that we need to build products and services, in particular real world products such as robots. So in that sense, building out that electricity/AI data center infrastructure, which is needed at that speed that we think we can get in order to win this race, I think that is going to be the crucial skill. And of course, we see Tesla and Nvidia, our two main portfolio companies, as the leading companies in that space for now. Thank you.